All right, this is going to be a quick overview for how to navigate this course. Remember, you still have two keywords you're listening for to be able to unlock the course. When you click on our course, here is what your homepage should look like. I have a link to the syllabus. I have a link to our welcome module. Here's a link to that syllabus acknowledgement that you're going to have to sign and pass to unlock the course. Here's the first video you should have watched. Here's a link to some important GCC resources. There's tutoring services, there's counseling services, technology help, Canvas help. Here is a schedule for the semester. I will make sure to post an announcement if something about the schedule is going to change. And then here's a little tidbit about our instructional grievance process. Hopefully, if we have any issues, we can just discuss it. But as a student, you do have the right to escalate issues if you feel like that is the best course of action for you. Also on our homepage, you will see 4 little tabs across the top. This course info tab, when you click on it, is going to give you links to the Purdue OWL APA guide and the Grammar APA guide. Now, I have on here the APA publication manual listed as a recommended book. I do recommend it. However, you can find all the information about APA formatting online. So if you're not necessarily a book person who feels like I need this in a book to feel like I get it, you can definitely find those resources online. We do have a required textbook for this class, however, and that's listed right here, and it's also in your syllabus. On this page, I have a shortcut to the discussion board guidelines, so you can see exactly how your discussion boards are going to be graded each week. Reminder, Thursday night, your initial due date, Sunday night, your 3 responses. I have a shortcut to information about your quizzes, a shortcut to just a general overview of your lab project, and then a shortcut page to how we are going to be graded this semester. This is all information you can find in your syllabus, but I put it together as just a handy dandy little shortcut page right here. You'll also see a shortcut link to the syllabus, to the About Me page, and to our course modules. So let's go over to the course modules because there's a couple of things that you need to see. Up here on top, I have pinned virtual office hours. I'm always going to keep this at the top of our Canvas page. This is going to be that link to access the Discord page that I was telling you about. If you click anywhere on this page, you can click the logo, you can click this link. I've enabled some links down here. You can read about office hours here. It's going to take you to Discord, and it's going to look something like this. If you type something here, you're going to type it into an open channel, which means that everyone will be able to see your question and my answer to it, which is fine. Or if you want to message me, you have options for directly being able to send me a message on here as well. And if we need to voice chat or video chat or screen share, we have ways we can do that directly from Discord, if that ends up being an option you would like to pursue. Now, also in our modules page, you have to view these 3 pages, and you have to complete the syllabus acknowledgement to unlock the course. Otherwise, your course is going to show as all grayed out. You have to do these things. I'm providing a link to my plagiarism policy, a tutorial for how to use Google Drive, because that will be required for this class, and also a shortcut to my AI chat GPT policy. Please don't try to say anything was a misunderstanding or I was allowed to do this in another class. Please read my policy for using these tools for this class and follow that for this class. Also, please do not assume that my policy is the same as any other professors. Always check with them. Your 4th keyword is book. Now, the last thing I want you to see is all of our course content is set up into modules, where module 1 is week 1, so on and so forth. You need to start each week at the module homepage. So if you've emailed me with a question and I said you can find that on this week's module homepage, this is what I'm talking about. You'll start each week by clicking on this. So here's how this is set up. You'll have information on what you need to read and watch for your core course material. So for the first week, you read chapter 1, and then I have a video that I ask you to watch. I have a link to your class assignments, which again will always be a discussion and a quiz. And I have a link to what we're doing in lab that week. So your first week's lab, you're going to watch a video about correlational methods, and you're going to propose an idea for research. Now, if you have something big coming up next week, I'll also usually put a reminder of, remember, next week, this is due. So like when you have big components of your paper or something that are due the next week, I'll always put a reminder here because I never want anything to sneak up on you. I'll give you a summary of the course content that week, what our chapter is overviewing. I'll give you a summary of our lab content that week. I'll post any lecture videos right here. And then I'm going to provide you with a chapter learning guide, which is going to give you some information about the themes for that week's quiz. So the information here is what you really want to pay specific attention to as you're reading your chapter, because this is going to give you an idea about what the quiz info that week is going to be. Now, one question I get a lot is, how do I study for the quizzes? I'm really big on applied questions, okay? Memorizing definitions is not going to be enough. You're going to need to be able to work with them in an applied manner. So make sure you're reading in a way that you're paying special attention to these themes, and also make sure you're reading in a way that you can work with the information in an applied manner. You'll always see a link to that module's discussion and quiz directly on that module. You'll also always see a link to that week's lab assignments directly on the module. But I still want you to start with the module homepage. Now, some weeks, like this first week, you're going to have something similar to the keywords in this video where you're going to have to unlock that week's assignment by entering some keywords, just so I know that you've watched the lecture videos going into that week's lab assignment. Again, just so I know that everybody is starting from the same page, the same as I would is if in our weekly in-person lab meetings, we were taking 15 minutes to do an overview, and then I was releasing you to lab time. I'm just trying to mirror that as closely as possible, since offering this class online is a brand new project in Maricopa that has just kind of been authorized. So we're trying to make sure that everyone stays on the same page with it. I believe those are the important things you need to know for our Canvas navigation overview. Here is your shortcut to the inbox. I said that I prefer Canvas messaging. Here's the shortcut for that. And this People tab over here is going to be where you see your groups and where you sign up for your groups. When it's time to sign up, I've provided a tutorial video that walks you through it step by step. But here's the People tab that you're going to use for that. You can always check your grades at any time this semester using the Grades tab as well. If you have any other questions about how to find your way around Canvas, please let me know. I'm going to keep important course information pinned here at the top. It'll be usually a link to our ebook, a link to these virtual office hours, and then for this class, a link to our APA guide. And then I will always rearrange the modules so that our current week is on top to make it easier for your navigation. But if you need to scroll back to a prior week, you can always scroll down to the bottom of the course, because that's where I'll put the prior ones. Your fifth and final keyword is leg. All right. Please email me if you have any questions or comments or concerns as you begin learning your way around the class.